Alright, first thing I want to do, I'm going to show you this quick little video. There's a point behind this video, in case you're wondering. Everybody know Arlene? Well, we're going to go on a trip to Arlene's house, okay? Anyone ever been to Arlene's house? None of you? Good. Okay.
Hey, they show me how to get here.
So if I told you how to get to Arlene's house, can you find it right now?
No.
No. Kind of sucks. It really doesn't tell you a darn thing, does it? 44, so you're going to be like, okay, somewhere out there. So it's not a very good direction, so it kind of sucks. Okay.
Give me your ID address, I'll find you.
Well, how about this one? Okay, turn left on 15th, then left on Sooner, then right on 44th, left on Macklin, then left on 47th. Better, but can we still find it? Possibly if she parks her car outside and stuff like that. So it still kind of sucks. Okay, how about this one? Go west on 15th Street to Sooner, 1.5 miles. Left on Sooner to 44th, 0.2 miles, so on and so forth, all the way down to 47th Street to 5209.
Yeah.
What do you think? Think we can find it? Okay, that one's getting better. But I didn't tell you which house to go to. She had old house or new house. So we still don't have, I mean, it's better, but is it still, because really all I told you was to go to Arlene's house. I didn't tell you which one. I didn't give you an address or nothing. So we're getting better, okay? And what if I told you this? Now if I'm telling you to go to this specific address, what do you think? Is that better? Yeah, now we're getting there. So that's much better. Something like that would probably even be better. An actual visual map on it. Does anyone remember a few years ago, there was a DC sniper was shooting people out of the back of the car, and they caught him by GPS. They were able to track him, okay? I want you to do the same kind of thing with this project. This project is just about emails. That's all it is. It's to look at emails. Tell me how the emails got there. But I want you to tell me how they literally got there. I mean, which servers did they go through, at what time, at what locations, and all this stuff. Don't just tell me, oh, it came from A to B. I mean, how did it get there? The point of this presentation is, I want details, okay? I literally had people say, oh, it came from Bob. Wow, that's really handy. You didn't tell me a darn thing, okay? So that's the end. So you kind of understand my point there? Okay. We're going to show you another one real quick. Hopefully I have time to do this. If I don't, I might have to show you it next time. We'll see. But let me start this. Okay, in the book, in chapter 12, talks about email investigations. I do cover some chapters out of the book, but I don't cover them in order. Okay? Yeah, there's reasons behind that. Okay? Emails, y'all agree email's pretty much popular nowadays? I guess the postal service, they're getting ready to give a big budget cut because no one's using the darn thing, and they're losing tons of money. And by email, I mean phishing scams, all kinds of stuff going on with emails now. So we got a lot of problems with emails. Nigeria, and when was it the 409 scam? Is that what it's called?
Oh, yeah.
A lot of stuff going on with that. Okay, spoof emails all the time. I was at a conference in Tampa, Florida, and the director of the FBI was there. He said he's no longer allowed to use internet banking because he got a spoof email from his bank, supposedly, asking him to set his password, and he did. His wife said, if you're the director of the FBI, you can fall for this. So his wife said, no more banking for you, or no more internet banking. The problem is the stuff looks so good nowadays. I mean, it's like, wow, is that real or not? Okay. I had a student over the Christmas break. I'd never seen it before. He came in and goes, you know about computers? I'm like, yeah. Well, he came in and he goes, I got a problem. He shut the door, make sure no one was listening. He goes, I'm trying to get my citizenship, and they think I'm surfing child porn. I'm like, oh, you got the FBI money pack virus. It's like, what? What he did? He got the FBI money pack virus. It basically says, we caught you surfing child porn, send us $200 on this gift card, and we'll release your computer. The dude even went out and bought the gift card and everything. I'm like, dude, it's a virus. It's just malware. All it is. And he started calling, oh, we're okay. It's not real. And he was calling everybody. He was freaking out. But, I mean, people fall for this stuff. How about some of those Facebook ads? Come on. You know? What's the one you always see every day? Ooh, look, you can save tons of money in insurance by following this one stupid rule or something.
And my cousin fell for that virus in Baltimore.
Yeah?
Yeah, he called me.
Just freaking out.
Yeah, he was like, his friend was using his laptop.
Oh.
Then he came back from work and he could not shut down the laptop or anything. I had to literally make him pull out the battery.
Yeah, people fall for this stuff. I mean, these are so good nowadays. They look so real. Okay.
Say reset my Wells Fargo password. I was like, that's great. I don't even have an account with them.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's kind of handy. And yeah, I don't know. Tell you what, some of the best I had though, like Discover Card, I have a Discover Card. Don't use it much, but I have one. I like it if you ever have a fraud alert with them, they call you and like, this is so-and-so from Discover, please call us back at the number on the back of your card. Hang up. That's great. I mean, because if they gave me a phone number, how would I know if the number's real? So I like when they do that. They call us back at the number on your card. We're not even going to give you any number or anything.
They'll do that for you too, just for your regular bank account.
Yeah,
Mine doesn't work.
it's amazing. All right, so most of us use internet mail, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Like your student email. You might want to check your student email because a lot of times it goes to junk mail because it used to be hosted by Outblaze, which was out of Amsterdam, which is the spam capital of the world. Now it's been bought up by IBM, so it's not as bad. Y'all have a clue what we pay for it? $64,000 a year. Yet we could have Google for free. Or MSN for free. We could have for the last 4 or 5 years. I don't know, I'm just saying. Maybe we're wasting money, but you were in that meeting, weren't you, Karen?
Yeah.
Didn't they say they're looking into it? But
Ridiculous.
they never look into it. It's like, dude, you've been saying for years we're looking into it, looking into it, looking into it. Just switch. It's free. I mean, $64,000 free. I don't know. But, okay, internet mail, or we could have client-server architecture. Okay, 2 different ways it works. I'm covering this not much because the project doesn't really pertain to too much of this stuff. But most accounts do require username and passwords, which a lot of people screw up, and that's why their stuff gets broken into. What was it? About a year ago now, was it the president of one of those countries? His email password was 123456. It's like the president of Malaysia or something. It's like, what the heck? Okay.
Was it not his luggage?
All right. Normally, you have a server that runs some program like Exchange, GroupWise, Lotus, whatever. Then the client connects to it and says, "Hey, you got some mail." Okay. We got a server over in the other building. I connect to it and I check my mail. Pretty easy. Normally, names are in this format: something at something. Except when entering in a DNS, use a period. Y'all remember that? Yeah. See? All right. See, these 2 just took a class of mine. Was there anybody else in that class? You were in it? Okay, good. Did you remember that? Was it period?
Yeah.
A couple people didn't on the test. I'm like, come on.
Second I got it.
Okay. Second. That's good. Okay, the time that it counted on the test. Okay, good. But this is how emails are normally done. Okay. Corporate emails are usually easier because it's going to be something like Hey Dewey. Okay. I had a student in here, years and years ago. Her email was NikkiLike69. I mean, I'm going to see you going on a job interview. Yes, NikkiLike69. Oh, really? It's like, why would you have an email like that? A good friend of mine, his email was Baller of Paint, which isn't bad. Okay, he likes paintball, but who the heck are you? You know, and it's like, so, but corporate's normally easier to track, but you don't always get stuff that's that easy, okay? All right, but normally, and just like anything else, you want to know who did it, find the evidence. And with this project, you guys have some stuff, some evidence you're going to look at. You're going to figure out where the emails went, all that stuff, and you can build a case, okay? All right, depending on where you're from, the laws are different. Spam is okay some places, not others, okay? Could be extortion, could be all kinds of stuff, sexual harassment. Think about it. So, say I work somewhere where there's thousands of users. Say I send an email out to everybody. It says, "Hey, caught you surfing porn. Send me $100 or I'm going to turn you in." What do you think will happen? The people that were surfing porn are like, "Oh, crap. They're going to send me $100. I'm going to have some money." That's called extortion, by the way. It's illegal. But I'm just saying, it might be some easy way. Got Christmas bills to pay off. So, pornography is another big deal. Child abduction, all that stuff's bad. Okay, we have one guy on campus, actually I don't know if he's still here anymore. He was not allowed to use a computer system on Rose State College. He did something with child porn, and so I don't know if he's still here. He wasn't a professor anyway. But, okay, so all right. Okay, examining them. Okay, normally it's easier to view the evidence on the person's computer. Okay, but you can also look at it through the client, but you can't just have someone forward you an email. We'll see how that works. Okay, because when an email gets sent somewhere, it actually builds a header on it. The header is the map of where it went. So if I send Daniel a message, it's going to show the map from my place to Daniel's map. Then if Daniel forwards it to Chelsea, that map from me to Daniel is now gone. Now it includes just Daniel and Chelsea. So if Daniel sends it to Chelsea and says, help me figure out where this came from, she ain't got a clue. When I used to run an ISP for years, and I had people who would do that. They would forward me a message and say, where'd it come from? Like, it came from you. I mean, you can't just forward me the message. You got to send me the header, which we're going to look at, okay? You really need the header, okay? Sometimes you got to work with deleted emails. We'll be doing stuff for that as well, okay? You can copy an email, and I'm going to show you some examples of those, okay? You could also copy an entire email, put it inside of another email, and forward that. There's a lot of different ways you can do it, and there's a lot of GUI programs that do that. We're going to go through a bunch of them here, and this is Outlook. I'm going to show you an example of that where you can see the headers and all that stuff. It's not too critical, but okay. There's a bunch of different ways to view them on all the different clients, okay? And I'll show you how to do the one you're going to mess with. There's Outlook, Outlook Express. Here's the one from Outlook. Here's the message header, which we're going to look at here in a minute, okay? There's the one in Outlook Express. Here's the one on HTML header. Just a bunch of different headers. And I'll show you what you need to look at. Novell, Pine, AOL, they all do it differently. And the problem is they're always changing. Like Gmail is always updating their mail client. So if I show you how to do it today, tomorrow it's probably going to be different. But they're all there. Here's one from, this is Evolution's mail header. Here's Pine. There's just, and some of you are so old. I mean, AOL, come on. I actually have one student using AOL. Are they in here? Someone messaged me from AOL and says, hey, have you checked the calendar? It's 2013. They said, yeah, but I like the address. Okay. Hotmail. Does anyone actually still use Hotmail? Some of you do. Gmail. You gotta get Gmail. Okay.
My Hotmail account was my very first email, and I still have it. I have dozens of others, but I have that.
Start mine in 1996, still use it.
Oh, jeez. Well, there's lots of them out there. And the headers, there's tons of them out there, and there's tons and tons of them. Okay. You need to look at the headers and read them, which we will look at here in a second. Okay. A lot of mail comes in PST files. Outlook, for instance, saves all its mail in PST files and OST files. Okay, that's what stores the cached copy of it and stuff like that. The
Personal storage and offline storage.
Probably a personal storage. We're actually going to be looking at it in FTK this time, so that'll actually show it to you real easily. It'll undelete it for you, show them all to you. It'll be super easy to mess with. But the different programs do it differently. Okay, a couple tools you need. Aaron is probably the most popular. The top two are the ones you're going to use the most. Aaron.nick and internet.com. Okay, you're going to need those, and we'll see what those are for. You got to find out where it came from. Okay, kind of important. Okay, there's also email logs, router logs, firewall logs. We're not going to be doing anything with those logs, but just know that they're huge. When I ran my ISP, I only had a couple thousand users, but still, my mail logs themselves, text only, was about 500 megs a day. It's not a lot, but text only, 500 megs a day. We're talking back in late 90s when storage was expensive. I had to delete mail logs every 30 days. I couldn't afford to keep them. It was too much stuff. Okay, that's kind of what they look like. And it's not critical for this project to know that. A lot of places store it in databases. Some store it in separate files, like Outlook Express actually stores it in separate file. Outlook stores it in a PST. Exchange stores it in a database, so they all do it a little bit different. Okay. Here's some of the stuff you can find out. The client they use. Why would it be important what kind of client they use? Can you imagine going to a murder where someone shot somebody? Wouldn't it be kind of important what kind of gun they use? Same with email. What kind of client did they use? It's kind of important. So a lot of different stuff. The system, the dates, all that stuff you can see. And there's a mail log file, which is pretty stupid. But in a Linux-based system, they're all under var log. You're not messing with Linux, but they are there. We could look at it in another lab if we wanted to, but okay. There's just a bunch of different ones. They talk about some of the different storage, which is not critical for this project. Okay. Temporary files, some of that stuff keeps them like a lot of the mail clients are now HTML based, so sometimes your temporary internet files will have email information in there as well, but not the latest Gmail. As soon as they went to, it's called SOAP. What's the new thing for HTML? S something. I can't think of the name. But it messed it up, so it no longer works right anymore. For forensics files, it's a lot harder now. Okay. All right, they're just showing you ways to look at some of the logs. Again, it's not critical for this project, but there is lots of, and this stuff's outdated. they published this book, and well, the moment we got it, some of the versions had already changed. It's like, oh, great. Okay. So, some of the tools we're going to be using Access to Data right here. That's the one we're going to be using. There's lots of other ones out there. Actually, this one costs money. If you were to buy a copy for your house of their Ultimate Toolkit, it's $1,800. So, you can use ours for free. Okay. But a lot of different tools out there. Okay. You can look at all kinds of different ways. And they're going to show you now what some of them look like. Okay, this is Final Mail. This is FTK. This is what you're going to be using. Okay, we're going to walk through this in a minute. Okay. You can also use a hex editor. We're going to cover hex editor next week. So we'll talk about then, because it's not really good for email, but it would work. But we're going to look at that next week. Okay, that's the end of that lecture. Now let's talk about your project here. First thing I want to do is I have a couple sample messages. Okay, I just downloaded 3 emails. Okay, they're right here. I'm going to open them up in Outlook. Hopefully, maybe. Okay, next. No, next. Finished. Come on. Okay, this is an email I got from a bank of mine back in 2008. Okay, it's an old email. In 2010, should have still opened up the program. There it goes. Okay, where's the darn thing? There's the message file. Okay, it's right. They moved it in Outlook 2010. In Outlook Properties, this is our message header. Okay, I'm going to copy this out and make it big for you guys, so y'all can see it. I'll put it in, we have Notepad or something in here. Okay, let's format font. Let's do Lucidia 20. Okay, can y'all see it a little better? Okay. The way these things work is that you got to read from the bottom up. Okay? Because the headers start, and every time it goes through a server, it adds to the beginning of it. What's that called? Pre-appending or something? It adds to the beginning of it. So tracking this email, start at the bottom of it. Okay. We can find out it was using Microsoft Mime OLE version 6. We can see where the return path is. You ever get an email and hit return? It's not always the place it came from. That's why they can set the return path. Okay. You can see, some of you can't see too well. Let's move it over just a little. Okay. You can still sit with Microsoft CDO for Windows 2000. That was an actual automated mailing system, because I used to use it when I ran my ISP. CDO is just a way of doing email. But again, it identifies the system we're using. Okay? Message ID, very important. This is the signature for that message. No 2 emails will have the same message ID. Okay? You have a date and time. What the heck is this? -700.
Greenwich time.
Greenwich Mean Time, GMT. Okay? So 5:43 -700, so that was either during daylight savings time. Yeah, it had to be. When was this? August, yeah. It was. Is that daylight savings time on or off at that point?
On.
On, okay. So that's daylight savings. It goes -6 after that, but we need to get rid of that stuff. It sucks. Okay. Here's the subject line. Here's where it went to me. Okay. Now, I'm going to, up here, it came from this. Okay. Now, if I scroll over here, it came from this address. Okay. Right there. See that? That part I'm highlighting? Okay. But did it really come from there? Not necessarily. I could actually send you an email that says it came from Bill Gates at Microsoft.com. Does that mean it came from Bill Gates? Probably not. A funny thing, if you ever want to send mail for free, it's awesome. If you want to send mail, we're talking regular mail through the postal service, put the address you want it to go to in the middle of the envelope. And then the return address, put the same address.
Yep.
So it'll get delivered to the first hour. Oh, there's no postage. It'll get forwarded back to the same address, and they'll say, oh, forgot to put postage, and you get it there for free.
Oh,
So-
my goodness.
It works perfectly. But the point is, the return address on your envelope, who validates that? Nobody. Who validates it in an email? Nobody. I can literally put whatever I want there. So it doesn't necessarily mean. But Should I check this out? Sure, I should still check it out. Even though it's valid, I should still check it out. Because this is where the email started. Okay? Now I'm going to go back to the left a little bit here. Okay?
I should do that a little bit different, Ken.
What?
I would put the person I want to receive it in the return address spot and then just stick it in the mail without a stamp.
Oh, with no name in the middle?
Well, you could say return to sender and then do it that way.
Oh.
So it looks like a valid letter. You're like, you don't want it. So
That might
I used to
work.
do that in the Army to send mail across post.
Huh.
Worked every time.
Nice. Okay. Okay, and there's a reply to again where it's going to go back to. Now there's a thread index. It's kind of like the signature, but it's not as good as the message ID. But here's where it all starts. See this receive from stuff? This is the important stuff. Okay? All the receive from stuff. It starts down here, then we add the next one, then we add the next one, then the next one, then the next one. Okay? Keep adding to them. Okay? It came from 127.0.0.1. What the heck is that?
home address or the
That's the loopback address of a machine. Well, I already told you this was sent by a CDO, so it's sent from automated mail system. So what this is telling us, it came from an automated mail. It received from itself by DOLCE, which is their mailing program. Because you really think my bank sits there and types an email to Ken Dewey, inserts statement, hits send? Heck no, it's done automated. So what this is saying is the system itself received the message, so it's probably generated it. Now, this by address is always the next receive from address. Everybody see that? So it came from the localhost to this address. Then it went from that address to mail.bitstatements.org. Now we actually have an address here. I'm going to take that address. Now I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to go to a website. Okay? I'm going to go to arin.net, www.arin.net, ARIN.net. Okay? It's American Registry for Internet Numbers. In here, I'm going to paste that number. Now I'm going to say, okay, they re-image these machines, so I got to say yes to a million things. Okay? So, where this address came from is all this stuff. Okay? XO Communications, whatever, Sunrise Valley Drive, Herndon, Virginia.
I work right across the street.
You did or did?
I did.
You did? So what this is saying is that's the IP address that this mail first hit the outside world on was right here. So we have a place to start now. So if I want to find out if this mail was really fraudulent, would I be contacting these guys? I guess I would. I got a name, I got a phone number sometimes. Okay, this one doesn't have a phone number. Okay. There's no phone number. There's phone numbers, all kinds of information on them. Okay. So what we did is the first place where it hit the outside world is right here. Okay. So it went from there to this mail.bitstatements.org. Like I said, that becomes the next receive from. See how mail.bitstatements.org is right here? So that's the next one. And if you look at the addresses, they're two apart. So it was probably a mail server, then an SMTP server to send it out. So we're still internal to the system. Okay? So it came from mail.bitstatements.org, received by ironport.admin.rose.cc.ok.us. Believe it or not, that's us. You might know it says rose.edu, but we're really rose.cc.ok.us. So that's what the actual domain is here on campus. Okay? So it's received.bitstatements.org by Rose State. Okay? And here it is, ironport.admin.rose.cc.ok.us, and there's its address. Received from there by Ray, and there's Ray's address. Then it goes to Triton. Okay? Triton is where it ends. That's the last one. So if we looked at this, it came from 127 to DOLCE, went from there to mail.bitstatements.org, went from there to admin.rose.cc.ok.us, went from there to Ray, went from Ray to Triton, and it ended. This email started at 18th of August at 5:43 and 42 seconds. It got here the 18th of August at 7:43 and 46 seconds. So it took 2 hours.
Is there a time change?
Right. -7, -5. So there's a 2-hour time. So really, how long did this email take to get there?
1 minute.
4 seconds.
4 seconds. See, it was 17:43:42, 19:43:46. So it was 4 seconds to get. Does everybody see how we did that? Let's do another one. Let me close this one. And all these examples are up there. If you want to walk through the exact ones I got open here. File, properties. Okay, let's copy this guy. All right, here's another one. It's got a bunch of junk at the bottom. You have a clue what all that stuff is? Well, that happens to be the pictures. Okay, let's close this. There's the east. Okay, that's all these stuff they have on here. All this pictures and stuff like that. Okay, so we're going to go on up. Okay, so really the heart of the message, there's our message ID. This came the 4th of August at 10:54:23. Let's see how long this one took to get here. So 22:54:23, 22:54:47. So what, about 24 seconds? Sound about right? 24:54:20 or 22:54:23, 22:54:47. Yeah, what, 24 seconds? Now, one thing that's kind of important. Yes.
I apologize, I don't mean to interrupt, but these steps that we're seeing on here, are these the same steps we'd see if we did a trace route to the final IP
No.
address?
No. This is the steps through mail servers only, not routers. It's through mail servers. Like if I send an email from my desk in there, it goes from my client to the mail server at Rose State. Then if it's going to you, then Rose State sends it to your mail client or Google or whoever's hosting it. So you won't see the routers that go through, you just see the mail servers that process it.
Okay.
That's all you'll see. Okay?
It's just a different, like, protocol.
Right.
Small.
It is. Totally different protocol. Now, one thing with these dates and times, see, there's something people are doing with spam nowadays. They set the server date and time to like 2015. Send the spam out. Because I sort mail by received, date, time, newest at the top. So if they sent it in 2015, it's going to be at the top of my inbox at all times. They do that so it's always at the top. So these dates and times are actually the server date and times. If the server's off, you're going to be off. Okay? So, I mean, if you're looking at from one to the next and the time goes backwards, what that's telling me is one of the server's clocks was off. Because it records the current time, date of the server, not of anything else. It's not your date and time, it's their date and time. So that could be off. Sometimes it might go back and forth a little bit. Okay? So real quick on this one. Okay? So this one started at bluebird.park.edu. And this address, anybody know anything about that address?
It's a private server.
It's a private internal address. 172.16 is a private address scheme. So, internal mail server here, this bluebird.park.edu, sent it to this guy, to SMTP1, which is obviously the SMTP, which stands for Simple Mail Transport Protocol. That's how mail goes out. Okay? Got sent to them. Again, an internal address. Okay? Then it came from that SMTP to pirate.park.edu. Okay? Pirate.park.edu is this address. Well, let's see who that is. Okay, let's go over here to who is. Okay. University of Missouri. University of Missouri Research. This is the Missouri Research and Educational Network, the MORENet. Park University is out of Missouri, Parkville, Missouri. So I'm thinking this came from the right place. So there they are. There's MORENet, and there's some information about them, who to contact, and everything. Okay. Now, one thing we haven't done yet. Okay. So let's see. Okay, it came from pirate.park.edu. Do y'all realize that's the domain? Everybody okay with that? Well, who's in charge of that? I showed you who's in charge of the number, and the number is MORENet. Kind of like here at Rose State, we have OneNet, which is our educational network. MORENet is their educational network. But if I get a problem with an email, am I going to contact them? I probably would, but I would also want to contact where the mail came from. This is the provider, but who actually had it. So now if you go to Network Solutions, netsol.com or internet.net, they'll all do it. Networksolutions.com. And at the very bottom, there's always something called Who Is. There's a million places you can do a Who Is search. So I go to Who Is down here, and I put in that park.edu and say search. It's going to say, oh, look, Park University. Here's the registrant. Here's the administrative contact, the technical contact, the DNS register, everything. You can list more than that in there. So don't just look at the addresses. The address is the servers it went through, but it's the numbers provided by their provider. Okay? Like at home. If you have Cox at home, you have a number at Cox. So if someone had an issue with you, they would contact Cox. Then Cox would say, okay, who had this number at a certain time? Then they'd contact you. So we know park.edu, I'll be contacting Ken Austin. So let's do Rose State. Who would be, if we want to connect someone at Rose State? Oops. Come on. Rose.edu. Come on. Well, that's pretty handy. It's pretty much blind. What the hell is it showing? Well, it's because if the education was normally managed in another place, but it should still show here. Let me try GoDaddy. Actually, GoDaddy works pretty good a lot of times too. Here's Who Is. There it is. Who Is? It's like EduCause does the education domains. Holy moly, there's a pile of them. EU. I can't do that in here either. Well, heck. Internet.net, will that do it? I know it's on. Why isn't it showing? That's weird. Come on. Show. EduCause, I think. Okay, we'll try EduCause. Is there a Who Is on their page? Yeah. Is there a Who Is? Everyone see Who Is? Come on. It's got to be here somewhere. I don't see their Who Is anywhere. Oh, maybe now? That ain't helping me none. Well, normally you can find it. I don't know why you can't see it today, but the ones you're working with, you should have no problem looking them up. Okay? So we got two different places, Aaron.net and Net Solutions is good, or GoDaddy. They all pretty much work the same. Okay? So we know this email came from this Bluebeard to their SMTP server and went from there to pirate.park.edu, went from pirate.park.edu to Ironport. So if I was to write this up, I would say the email started here, then went to here, then went to here. And each place you went to, you tell me who the contacts are. Oh, the contact of this number is this. Contact of this domain is this. And don't do it something last semester. See previous submission or something like that. He had to do like 5 emails. He did one, then see entries from previous one. I'm like, no, that's not how you do it. Okay. So you understand kind of what I'm looking for here? Okay. Now, on the project, we're running out of time. I tell you to look through the emails off this virtual drive, which we haven't even talked about yet. Okay. All right. On here it says there's a virtual drive on here. I'm going to go back into my vSphere system. If I don't finish this, I'll make a little video showing you the rest of it. Okay. Just so you can see it. Okay. Oh heck! Did I close it out? No, I didn't. I'm going to show you here. If I don't finish this, I'll finish it in the morning and get it up there for you. Well, if I can get this darn thing to open. Come on. Well, this is working great. Open console. What the heck? Sure don't want to open. Had a hard time here. There we go. We got it. Maybe. Okay. All right, in this project, I tell you to get a data file from the file server, okay? Just like I said in the requirements, if you went to // file server 1 and hit enter, it'll ask you to log in. Now I tell you inside the instructions how to log in. It's rows/your username. So it's ROSE/Daniel-Manley-RIC. Okay? So log in with that. Okay, so it's rows/KDewey, then and it should let me in. Okay, that's me in. And then there's a student Dropbox right in there. The one we're going to be working with is this one right here. Okay? We only have 10 minutes. I'm not going to be able to finish this. But, okay, what we need to do is we need to image this. What this is a virtual hard drive. I had a virtual machine that was doing email. This is the hard drive off of it. I don't know if y'all realize that, but a lot of stuff is going virtual nowadays. Like Rose State has tons of virtual servers now. Obviously, I have them as well. So what we need to do is we need to image it. According to my instructions, we need to image it. Okay? In forensics, we've been doing a lot of imaging in here. Okay? You need to image it because you never want to work off the original evidence. You always want to work off of an image of it. So what we're going to do is I tell you to image this drive and then analyze it. Okay? I'm going to show you how to image it. Okay? You use something called Ftk Imager, which should be on this desktop. Anyone see it? Maybe in here. Access data. Ftk, there it is. Ftk Imager. Okay? Now, this... Was it right there? Well, I got it. Oh, yeah, I see it now. Okay. Now, this image is 1.6 gigs. Don't copy it to your machine and then image it on your machine because then you're going to end up with multiple copies of it. But if you click up in this top bar here, you actually can just get the file path, which is the same one I gave in the instructions. And I want to create a disk image right here. Create disk image. Okay? Okay, I want to create an image of a... I think this will work as a logical drive. I think. It's been a while since I did this one. And I'm going to... Oh, that's not it. Hold on. No, it's going to be... Hold on. We're going to get it. There it is. You got to do image file. Oh, come on. Browse. There we go. Okay, I'm going to do that again so you can see what I did. I did file, create disk image. I want to do image file because it's an image of a hard drive. Next, I'm going to put in that path, that file server one, the one that's in the instructions. I'm going to do browse, find it. I'm going to say finish. Then it's going to ask me where to put it. Okay, I'm going to put it, or actually what type and then where. Okay, you have multiple types. I'm going to say this is an EO1 because it can compress it. We're going to talk more about the different data type, file types on the next project. EO1 allowed me to compress it. I'm going to call this one number 1, whatever. And I'm going to put it on my desktop. I'm going to call it Lab 1. With that space. And I want to say compression, S6 will be pretty good. Okay. And what it's going to do, now I'm ready to image this file to that. It's going to create an image of it on my desktop. Now I'm going to uncheck verify so it goes faster. So what this program is doing is now is grabbing that virtual hard drive, making an image of it, and storing it on my desktop. Okay? And it's going to take a while. So what we're going to do, everybody okay up to this point? Kind of. And again, this video will be up there tomorrow. In the morning, I'll make another video showing you, once you get this done, how to bring it into the program. So there'll be 2 separate videos for this one. Because I don't have time. It's not going to be done in time to finish it today.
This is actually able to open up files without changing the modifying.
Correct. What we're doing is we're taking that image of the hard drive, making an image of it so we can view it without screwing it up, basically. And the emails you need to work on are inside there. So, I will take this here, make a video of me opening up on the program and showing you a little bit of how to walk around the program, okay? Now, if you look at the images up on my WordPress site from last semester, It's a different lab, so it won't be the same. So don't look at lab 1. It's different, okay? And I'll also tell you how to walk through all of it. You'll figure it out. But yeah, we're about out of time, so.
So if we come here to do it, we can get into the forensics
Sure,
room?
you can use the forensics room.
Just come ask you.
Come ask me or ask Henry and them. Just tell them you're in my class and they should let you in.
Okay.
Okay? Not a problem.
Are the hours like, what are, do you happen to?
They're open till 9 p.m.
Okay.
We can get you in there anytime. You can actually come up here on weekends even, call security. I can have them let you in.
Okay.
So that's not a problem. Okay? All right. Yeah, this is going to take too long to finish it today. Oh, remember when you're done with your machines, turn them off, please.
It's good. You might do
Okay.
this and actually have